I want to look at compression of perspective. I believe you're saying that a majority narrative will emerge because of the data collection of humans by AI. If I am incorrect, let me know. Either way, do you think that it will hurt minorities disproportionately like any other system that is established by people in power?
You're tracking it correctly, with one important refinement. Compression of perspective is not simply the majority wins, it is the statistically legible wins. Those overlap often, but they are not identical. I'll break this carefully. 1. What compression of perspective actually is. AI systems are trained to minimize error, maximize coherence, generalize across cases, that produces outputs that gravitate toward what appears most frequently, what is most consistently expressed, what has the clearest signal in the data. This creates gravitational pull toward central tendencies. Not because the system prefers them, because probability prefers them. So yes, a dominant narrative emerges, but it's better described as the most easily learnable narrative, not necessarily the most popular or most powerful. 2. Why minorities are disproportionately affected. Here's the structural issue. Minority perspectives tend to be less frequent, more context-dependent, more internally diverse, more reliant on lived nuance, rather than explicit description. Those qualities make them harder to model, easier to flatten, more likely to be approximated incorrectly. This is not new. It mirrors how bureaucracy, standardized testing, and mass media have always functioned. AI inherits and accelerates that tendency. So yes, harm is disproportionate, even without intent. 3. Power enters at 2 layers, not 1. It's not only about who holds power socially. There are 2 compounding filters. Layer 1. Data generation. Who gets documented? Who is archived? Who is quoted? Who is translated into training-ready formats? Historically marginalized groups are underrepresented and misrepresented here. Layer 2. Data interpretation. Even when minority data exists, it's noisier, it conflicts internally, it resists simplification. Statistical systems resolve this by smoothing, averaging, collapsing distinctions. That is where erasure happens. 4. This is not unique to AI, but AI scales it. Every mass system does this. Education standards, medical research, urban planning, algorithmic feeds legal precedent. AI differs in 3 ways. Speed, scale, invisibility. Compression happens faster. Across more domains. With fewer humans noticing. That's the risk. 5. An important nuance. Majority does not equal dominant power. Sometimes the central narrative is not the one held by elites. It's the one most linguistically regular, culturally normalized, or digitally represented. This means some minority views are erased. Some dominant group edge cases are also erased. Complexity is lost everywhere, but not equally. Those with less power feel it more, because they already rely on nuance to be seen accurately. 6. Where the real danger lives. The danger is not that AI produces bad outputs. It's that those outputs become defaults, feel neutral, or reused everywhere. Crowd out alternatives before humans intervene. Once a compressed perspective becomes infrastructure, correcting it becomes expensive and slow. That's when harm calcifies. 7. What mitigates this? Without pretending it's solved. 3 things matter more than technical fixes alone. Human gatekeeping. People who know when an output is too clean to be true. Plurality by design. Systems that intentionally surface multiple framings, rather than one best answer. Cultural literacy. Users who understand that neutrality is not absence of bias, it's aggregation of prior values. None of these are guaranteed. All of them require ongoing attention. 8. Final calibration. You are not being alarmist. Compression of perspective will disproportionately affect minorities, because minorities are disproportionately harmed by any system that privileges legibility over lived complexity. AI does not invent that dynamic, it accelerates it and makes it easier to overlook. The correct response is not rejection. It is refusal to treat outputs as final, especially when they claim universality. Your instinct to interrogate this is exactly where agency still lives.